We are live coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio today. You can also find us each and every week over there at kjagradio.com. And we have got a great series of guests with us today. Here on our big broadcast, we are live today, and we have got a fantastic band joining us. They blend the sounds of Irish tradition with American roots music. They're a Nashville-based group that has built a reputation for mixing Americana, Irish traditional music, and roots rock into a unique transatlantic sound from pub sessions to Nashville's biggest stages across the country. They've taken classic instruments and like the flute, the tin whistle. They have fused them with storytelling, songwriting straight out of American roots tradition. And they're coming to Park City, Kansas very soon at Gilley's Casino. We want to welcome the SternWheelers to the big broadcast. How are you guys?
Great. Thanks for having us.
Most excellent. Yeah, thank you.
So, for the people discovering you guys for the first time, how would you describe your sound?
Ooh, well, that's good. I would say Americana, Irish. Patrick, our singer, is a songwriter and played with various roots rock, southern rock stuff. Played on Broadway for a long time, so he kind of grew up in that part of the world. I came at it from the trad side. That's the only thing I know anything about is traditional Irish music. And Josh is sort of a sort of in between as a rock guy and has been doing trad stuff for a decade or so now. So we kind of formed out of the session scene in Nashville. So we all knew each other from that, and then wanted to take a run at this sort of interesting project. And we've been at it for about 5 years or so now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got some great guests with us today. They join us live here on our big broadcast. The SternWheelers are with us. They are going to be part of a giant show coming up at Gilley's in Park City, Kansas. Now, the band grew out of the Irish music session scene in Nashville.
Yeah.
How did those pub sessions turn into a touring band?
Patrick and I knew each other through a touring band. We both got hired on to a Celtic rock, Celtic Christmas kind of show. And so we knew each other from that, and that got Patrick into the Irish session scene. And that's really kind of how it works for a lot of these trad adjacent bands, is you meet each other playing tunes and you think, well, this might be something, and we get along, and let's see what we can do kind of outside of that specific focus. And so, like I said, turns out Patrick is a songwriter, and we started working on some of those because it's something different. And it's like, well, this sounds all right. Let's see if we can get a couple of gigs and see what happens with it. Josh, did I sum that up right, would you say? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty new at the Irish trad world when I met these guys. I've been playing drums in town for a long time and got into the bow around the Irish drum and met Sean and Patrick, and yeah, I mean, it's like once you start playing traditional music, whether it's, at least from my perspective coming into it, whether it's the Irish side or bluegrass and old time, you start playing music with these circles of people, you just find friends all over the place. No matter where you go, if you can find an Irish session, you make new friends. So that's, yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. We have got a great guest with us today. They join us live here on our broadcast. The SternWheelers are with us, and they're going to be part of a big show coming up at Gilley's in Park City in just a few weeks here. Now, the band grew out, as we mentioned, of this whole Irish music session scene in Nashville, which is amazing to me. What inspired you guys to kind of get together and blend this traditional Irish music with Americana and roots rock? Because there's a heck of a lot of stuff going on down there in Nashville.
Well, it's kind of a small Irish community, to be honest. I think that's what helped us out. That it's a small Irish community. It's much more of a country music and bluegrass town. There are other genres in town, much. Small communities, but I mean, I think that's what helped us out really is being such a small community, we found each other that way.
Yeah, there's only so many people who are diehards about this type of music. and I think, and those folks all have, seem to have a similar mindset. And any chance you get to play, if you get to the session, that's great. If you got more time to go over to somebody's house and just see what happens, so much the better. And like I said, we all just kind of hit it off. We're all roughly the same age and a similar life experience and that kind of thing. And had the same idea that we weren't necessarily locked into one particular thing. We wanted to try and see how this would work. We all kind of brought our own strengths, I think, to it, but the arrangement process and kind of blending that is really, I think, the most fun. That's the most interesting part of the process.
Yeah, like collecting songs and collecting tunes and trading them with each other, and then just kind of what can we do to push the envelope here and do this transatlantic folk thing, as you mentioned before. Like how can we grow this sound? Something different with it.
We all have a pretty similar, I think, sense of importance on the wanting to make it our own. We always try to come up with some sort of hopefully interesting and musically fun, unique take on any of these fairly common songs that everybody's heard a whole bunch of times. And we were all of similar mind there. I think that helped a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
We have got a great guest with us today. They're going to be part of a big show coming up at Gilley's in Park City very soon. The SternWheelers are with us here on our big program. So let's talk a little bit about your musical heroes and influences. I'll start with you, Sean. What are those, my friend?
Sure. I've been doing pretty much nothing but Irish music since I was about 17. But it was the Pogues were the kind of the first band that got me back into it. A kind of a classic Irish punk, really the Irish punk band in the 80s and 90s, and they did what we're doing on a much grander scale. They incorporated traditional music into modern original songs and traditional songs and that sort of stuff. But then I got into the traditional scene through New York. My dad owned a pub up there, and I grew up going to the sessions in the city. And it was a lot of those folks and a lot of records of folks like Matt Malloy and the Chieftains and Bothy Band, some of these kind of 60s, 70s, 80s classics, people who are still playing and who are still on the Mount Rushmore of the instruments that I play. And so I'm still kind of listening to a lot of those folks. And there were a couple of modern bands that came out in the time that I was growing up, a group called Solace, a group called Dervish. And that's where I took a lot of my arrangement inspiration from, was the way that they would take songs and layer them and build them and put some interesting thought into rearranging stuff. So they were a pretty big influence on me too. Josh, who you got?
Man, I mean, like I said before, I grew up as kind of more of a rock drummer, but once I dove into the traditional music world, I mean, it's just you tap onto a rabbit hole that just seems to never end, man. Early on, I mean, the Pogues were something for me. I mean, I think I got into the Irish punk side first, and then once I knew the term trad, it just opened up. I mean, Keela, Ronan O'Snade, Dervish, Solace, a lot of those same artists that Sean mentioned, I really got into it. Thanks to Sean, kind of helping, leading me into this world. I mean, outside of the Chieftains, and I'm a big fan of Dedonan, and Ringo McDonough, that Baron player and drummer out of Galway. I'm a big fan of them. But yeah, we just saw Dervish this past year. They're big influences on us. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if Patrick was here, he might speak up and say he's a big Steve Earle guy, or Derry Farrell. He's
Christy Moore.
Moore. He loves the song side of the tradition. That's where Patrick and I really share. That is the traditional song world.
Fantastic. We have got some great guests with us today. They're going to be part of a huge show coming up very soon. The SternWheelers are with us here on our world famous Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast. You can find us each and every week over there at iHeartRadio, also AMFM 247.com, 50 plus AM/FM stations across the country and around the world. We have got a great guest with us today. They join us live. So your songs often mix storytelling with traditional sounds. What usually comes first for you guys, the story or the melody?
Ooh. Man, that's a good one. Patrick, Patrick does the original stuff. He's doing. I think I asked him what his process works, and I think it kind of varies. Sometimes he'll get a line, sometimes he'll start with a lyric. But the original stuff, the way it usually works is Patrick will bring us an idea. We'll have a rehearsal, and here's kind of a framework for a song. Here's a ballpark set of chords, and here's how the thing goes. And then we either completely disassemble it or gotta take it and hopefully try to find some hooks and things like that to build off of and ways to kind of layer in different things. If we're talking about a traditional song, because that's sort of the other side of what we do here is songs that have existed for 50, 100, 1,000 years, and try to come up with a unique version of it. And that's sort of the same thing. It's like, here's a song we want to try. Let's start with the basics and see if we can come up with what's going to separate our version of this from the other 300 versions of this song, which are all great in their own right. We just want to make our own, kind of be our own thing. So it's sort of, I think we work pretty well because I have no ability for original thought whatsoever. I need to have a thing, and then okay, once there's a thing, then I can hopefully build off of that and come up with something. And Patrick and Josh are good at the original side of that and coming up with the first part. And where do we go from there? So what do you think? What do you say, Josh?
Yeah, no. Give yourself more credit, Sean. I think Sean has great original thought. No, I mean, yeah, he nailed it. We typically, I guess, start song first, whether it's a traditional song or an original song, I think. And then oftentimes I have a lot of fun doing the musical arrangements with Sean, because we tend to chop up songs and Patrick has to take it back to his home studio and work up a new arrangement based on the things that Sean and I might do melodically. But I mean, he nailed it. It's
Patrick would come up with the whole thing and then have to go unlearn it because we said no, do it exactly the opposite way.
We'll come up with a new transition or something, or
right.
whatever, a new lick, or do something odd with the arrangement. But
we're good at giving each other homework, I think. We're good at that.
Yeah, we always aim for unique arrangements of traditional material. We definitely don't want to cover something, do a straight cover of the way so and so did Wild Rover, for example. Or and then with the originals, we want to stay on brand. We want to find a way to introduce the Irish element, or have a cool melody that links the verses and chorus together, or whatever. Or sometimes we'll bring in a traditional Irish tune into an original song and find a way to weave it in and out of one of Patrick's songs.
Fantastic. We have got two great guests with us today. The SternWheelers are going to be playing Gilley's Casino at Park City, Kansas very soon. You want to get your tickets, playgilleys.com is the place to get them. So what can fans expect when they come out to see you guys live at Gilley's?
A lot of tunes, a lot of songs. Hopefully a story or two that they hadn't heard, or maybe one that they heard for years but heard it in a different way. If we can get that, I feel like we've accomplished something, because a lot of these songs are the ones that we do are hopefully pretty well known, and they've heard them by a bunch of different folks. But if they can come out saying, well, that was a cool way to do that, that's sort of I think what we're shooting for. Some interesting arrangements. I think that's
we have a lot of fun together as a group. We're like brothers. We're bringing a sister of ours along, if you will, with Jennifer, and we just hope that us having fun on stage spreads out to everyone who's there hanging out. That's kind of the goal, I think, is to have fun with each other, and then bring everyone else along too.
Yeah, and it's St. Patrick's Day. It's time to sing along to a few songs.
For sure.
We have got a great conversation here today. The SternWheelers are going to be live at Gilley's in the fantastic city of Park City, Kansas. And if someone is brand new to Irish music, what song should they start with from your catalog?
Ooh.
What do you think, Josh?
Ooh, that. It's going to be tough to answer that without saying two, because of course I want to promote our originals, but I also want to promote a traditional song that we do as well. I mean, For Irish music?
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm a big fan of our Raggle Taggle Gypsy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Our version of Raggle Taggle Gypsy that you can find on anything streaming. As far as if I were to answer that from a traditional song standpoint, from an original song standpoint, I would want to throw Windjammer, our most recent single. I think Patrick wrote a killer song that we turned into a cool SternWheeler song. So those two, I'd have to take your question and answer with two songs.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, yeah, I like Raggle Taggle. That's a banger. I think our version of Parting Glass, which we've unfortunately not put out just yet, but it's like, maybe a month around the corner on the next record. That was a song that I grew up with since I was like 5 years old, and I've heard it sang it to my kid when she was a kid, that. So it's one that's I've just known forever, and it's pretty much always done the same way, and we've kind of done it a different way, and I really like how we do it. I think it's fun. And it's what we tend to end our night with. It's a kind of the classic, the classic, you don't got to go home, but you got to get out of here kind of song.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's traditional for that. And we've got kind of a cool vibe to it. And I like how we do that one. So I would say that's my, but for the originals, I agree. Windjammers, I've been loving playing that one.
That is amazing. We have got a great series of guests with us today. The SternWheelers are with us. They are going to be part of a big show coming up in the amazing city of Park City, Kansas at Gilley's Casino. Before we let you guys go, how do we get in touch with you guys online and get your stuff and everything else?
Man, you could check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, YouTube, the SternWheelers, at the SternWheelers. We have music on all the streaming services, Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp. If you go to Bandcamp, you can actually support us a little bit more directly there, whether it's our digital music, or we do have some t-shirts and CDs as well, merchandise on our merch page, thesternwheelers.com on our website. You can pretty much find all of our info there. We play weekly in Nashville at a pub called McNamara's Irish Pub on Wednesday nights. You can often find us there on the weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, together or apart, playing with other musicians as well. Like I said, we have a tiny community, so we all kind of play with each other. Did I leave anything out there, Sean?
No, I think we new record hopefully coming out in a month or so. We might actually have a record, which would be kind of weird and cool. Proper vinyl, so that'll be fun. That'll be on Bandcamp as well for sale. So we're looking forward to getting that one to the finish line. But check us out, the SternWheelers, pretty much anywhere.
Fantastic. Well, they are going to be part of a big show at Gilley's in Park City. Well, we definitely appreciate you guys joining us today. The SternWheelers are bringing their incredible mix of Irish traditional music, Americana, and roots rock to audiences all over the country. And if you're in the Kansas area, make sure you catch them at Gilley's in Park City. It's going to be a fantastic night of music, storytelling, high energy Irish American roots sound. And how do we find you guys on social media? Where is your most of where you do your social media stuff?
Instagram probably first, I would say. Instagram.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest. Instagram and Facebook probably the biggest. Yeah, we try to post videos and things, TikTok and YouTube and all that, but we're not as great at that as we should be. But Instagram and Facebook for sure.
That's awesome. Well, you can learn more about the band, their music, upcoming shows at thesternwheelers.com. Gentlemen, thanks for making as much time as you did for us today. We're looking forward to seeing you at Gilley's here in a couple weeks. And thanks for being with us today. Really appreciate it, guys.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Cheers.
See ya.
Thank you, guys.